So look, if you want to grow your wealth, your income, and increase the amount of time off, then these are the shortcuts that can help. Welcome to the Wealth Creation Podcast. And welcome everybody, it's Dan. Hope you're well today. Welcome to the Business Growth Show. So in today's session, I want to talk about the digital transformation for UK businesses that's going on right now. And I see that half and half actually. A lot of businesses are actually doing some stuff about it, and then the other half ain't doing anything about it. And if you think about how we actually live our lives these days and how we're increasingly living our lives online, which we absolutely are. And the pandemic, I think, really increased the velocity at which we do business online. And when we do business online, this isn't necessarily just talking about business transactions, because I don't think it is just about business transactions. We do everything online. We build reputations online. We demonstrate products online. We give reviews online. We meet our wives and husbands online. We do everything. We order food online. We bank online. We find our houses online. Give me something that we don't do online. Like, do we eat online? We order food to eat. We do everything online. Number of times, how many times have you been to Amazon this week? So the digital transformation of UK businesses is something that's going on. And it's almost like, if you've not caught track of this, then you're going to be missing out over long term. And just before I came live, I was just thinking about when I was younger. You know, when I was 14, I was writing BBC Basic on BBC microcomputers or Acorn Electrons, which is a computer that I was fortunate enough that my parents bought as well. And I was learning how to code PCs. And when I was 18, I learned how to code COBOL 77, wrote a hotel booking system. Quite a complicated thing it was, as I recall. And all the way through, I knew that this digitization of what we do was coming. Obviously, I didn't understand the internet because it didn't exist back then. I had no idea about it. But using computers, I always knew that using computers, you'd never really go wrong. And look at where we are. You know, you might go, well, I don't use a computer, I use my phone. What do you think a phone is? A phone is no longer a phone. When was the last time you even made a phone call? Like, forget about WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp isn't a phone call, it's a WhatsApp call, right? When did you last use 4G to make a phone call? Or your mobile network to make an actual call? For me, never. I never do it. It's the end of January. I don't even know when I did it. When was the last time you used a computer to do something? 5 minutes ago? A minute ago? Like now, if you're watching or listening to this, like obviously. So this digitization of businesses and transactions and relationship building and what's the reputation building? I couldn't think of a word. All of that is an ongoing basis. And if you're not doing this in your business, then you're going to get left behind for sure. So let's just talk about these a little bit. Let's talk about number one then, the role of social media. So, you know, when I go out onto Facebook, there's 3,500 people on there. There's 12,000 on LinkedIn and I don't know, 14,000 or whatever it is on Twitter. And then we've got YouTube and then Instagram and TikTok and blah, 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 blah. Right? So you've got all these different platforms, all these different ways of communicating a message across to someone. And what people think of you is what you put out there. That's not necessarily who you are. It's just what you're putting out there and what you're demonstrating about yourself. So if you're moaning about the state of the UK economy, which I do from time to time, right? But if that's all you do, people ain't going to want to hang out with you. They're going to think you're a moaning bastard and all you do is moan about the UK economy. And actually, I've noticed that the amount of engagement that we get on those sort of posts is dreadful, right? But when we talk about, you know, we share funny things as well, we always get likes and comments and that kind of thing about that. And so this is how you're demonstrating yourself out there to everybody else. These people have never met you before. They might never meet you. In fact, there's a very good chance that out of the 3,000 friends that you've got on Facebook, you've only ever met 100 of them. The other 2,900 people, they don't know who you are. You die tomorrow and it's gone, right? They don't even know. They don't even care. And why should they? Right? So what you're putting out there will determine what people think of you. And so you've got to publish the narrative that you want to be out there. So if you're a very generous person and you want to be known as a generous person, you need to put content out that demonstrates your generosity. Only if you want to be known for that. Some people are generous without feeling the need. You know, George Michael, after he passed, for example, all these stories came out about his immense amount of generosity that he has for charities and people in you know, bad situations and so on. And he didn't want people to know. But not everybody's like that, you know. So, and also, you know, if you're an expert in pensions, let's say, you want to be known as an expert in pensions, but if you're not going out there and putting content out on social media, how is anybody supposed to know what you're an expert at? How do people know what you like, what you enjoy, what you're good at, what your expertise is, how you can help people? No one's going to know that stuff. So the role of social media is really important when we talk about the digital transformation of businesses, because if you're not using that effectively, then people don't know anything about you. So how can you expect to close more business and that kind of thing? Let's talk about the impact of AI. So before I came online, I'm like, what are we going to talk about today? And I've not been live all week, by the way. It's only Tuesday, but I hardly went live last week as well. And just kind of struggling a little bit to come up with stuff that I feel. So I went to ChatGPT, because why not? And I asked ChatGPT for... let me tell you what I asked it. I said, I'm from the UK, give me 5 business topics to discuss. And it gave me Brexit impact on UK businesses. Didn't really want to talk about that. Rise and green of sustainable businesses. Boring. Green and sustainable is very, very important. It's just not my thing, right? And I get that, you know, we changed my car for a 4.5 litre gas guzzler to a 2 litre diesel. And obviously some people know that's even worse, right? And I get all that. And yeah, it's important. And we're enjoying some very warm weather at the moment. So I get it, right? And I totally believe in climate change and all of that kind of thing. But for me to discuss, it's not really for me. Somebody in a much better position is a much better person to talk about that stuff. The next one was digital transformation in UK business sectors. That's what we're going to talk about. The other two were challenges, opportunities in the retail sector. I'm not in retail, don't understand that. Innovation and startup culture. We can probably help with quite a lot out of that. So out of those 5 topics, I picked one, digital transformation in UK business sector. Now notice that I've not copied verbatim what they've put and made a podcast show about that. I use it for ideas, and this is the impact on AI, is to come up with ideas. It's not about copy and pasting. Anyway, off the digital transformation for UK businesses, I asked it to give me 6 marketing topics about digital transformation in UK business. And out of those 6, I picked the best 4. And it gave me role in social media, shaping consumer behaviour, personalisation and data analytics, boring as hell that one, so I didn't choose that one. Impact of AI, that's what we're talking about. E-commerce growth and digital marketing trends, for sure. And then I added microtransactions. Mobile marketing and the rise of m-commerce. That's definitely something that's important and interesting. M-commerce is just buying stuff on your phone. But again, I didn't want to talk about that. And then the evolution of content marketing is something I wanted to talk about. So out of ChatGPT, it gave me 5 ideas. I picked 1. It then gave me 6 more ideas to drill down. I picked the 4 that I wanted to talk about, and then I changed them up. So it was something that I wanted to do. That right there is the impact of AI. Right there. For research purposes, for blue sky thinking purposes. Dan, I don't know what to talk about on my podcast. Great. There's an app for that. There's actually a website called There's an AI for that, which I thought was really interesting. Go do a quick search on that. You find it very interesting. But this is the impact of AI in terms of helping create content and helping you be more cerebral on what you want to talk about, or for more blue sky thinking, or for more ideation, I think that's a word, of what you want to discuss. Wonderful, right? But this is not where you should be copying it, you know, verbatim. You shouldn't be just copy and pasting it. So you want to come up with a marketing ads campaign. You could go to ChatGPT and go, yeah, we need a Facebook ad campaign. We did one just recently. Where is it? I don't know if it's saved, actually. And we needed a script for a video. And yeah, so we've got some Facebook ads going out, and this is for So we asked it for a Facebook ad script. Boost your business for an instant cash flow solution. This is the merchant cash advance that we offer. And it came up with a whole bunch of stuff, right? Now, we wouldn't take that and just, do whatever it says. We would have to use some of our cerebral thinking, but it helps us come up with ideas that we might not have thought about. We might have some ideas, but then we need more ideas. And this is, for me, right now, January 2024, this is the impact of AI. This is not going to last very long. We're going to reach this crux point, the singularity, as it's called, where AI will become voice recognition. And you'll say, hey, AI, tell me about this. And AI will pull up the answer. AI, I need a fitness program that involves CrossFit. What, for a 51-year-old man who needs to lose 5 kilos, what would be the best workout split for that? And it will come out and tell me 4 days a week and blah, 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 blah. And you could just go follow that. Like, that's the next iteration of AI. And then the next iteration of AI is, hey, AI, I need a Facebook ad. Can you create the image? Can you create the text? And then you check it through, and it's improving all the time, so it will just get better. Like, we're a year away from that. That's not very long at all. Do you remember Star Trek and Captain Picard would say, computer, play music? And the computer would play music, and Picard would go, oh no, AI, not that one, something a bit more fun and jazzy. And it would change, right? It was in one of his films with the Borg, whatever film that was. Like, that even exists right now. We call it Alexa. I can't say it because Alexa will start playing music and start listening to all my conversations as though it's not already. So this is the impact of AI, and there is right now a window of opportunity, I think, to use it in this manner, and that window of opportunity will close and another one will open, and it will be vastly different. But right now, you should be using it in your business to come up with topic ideas. You should be using it in your business to come up with podcast ideas. And I'm not saying that it writes the script and you read the script without double checking it, because AI right now can also get stuff wrong, and you're going to sound like a bit of an idiot if you just copy and paste it. But you've got this opportunity. There's no excuse not to come out with this excuse of, but I didn't know what to talk about. Like, there's 1,000,000,001 things going on right now. And if you don't want to use AI, you go to Twitter, you go onto the business section, you go on the Brexit section, you go onto whatever section is important to you. And there's lots and lots of topics to talk about there. Let's talk about e-commerce and microtransactions. So there's a massive growth going on right now of e-commerce. Now, obviously, we've got Amazon, and Amazon takes everything. But I think that there is a movement away from Amazon to more smaller industries. So take something like Etsy. Etsy is a really good example. We've just been requested to do some smaller e-commerce stores. One of them's a clothing store, for example. So it will get uploaded to Instagram. It'll have a dot on it. You can click it. It'll then take them back to the website, and they can buy the skirt or the dress or the jacket, whatever it is that they've seen on that Instagram post. And that's very clever. And that's where we're heading. And if you've not got that, now is the time really to start getting that. One of our clients is a sheep shearer. I noticed he just sold out of one of his products. And that's because he's got sheep shearing videos, then drives people back to the website, and then the people buy the stuff off his website. These are all e-commerce growth, and these are all what I would term as microtransactions. Usually microtransactions is anything under £1, but £30-40 for me is still a microtransaction. The amount of margin or profit you're going to make on that is quite slim. But this is also about not using Amazon and about you actually having more control over your Shopify store or over your WooCommerce WordPress store. And this is massive and is going to continually be massive. One of the other transactions here that you could make money off is by having a membership course. And, almost every day, 4 years in, after we created our property sourcing training, we make a sale of £27. Amazing, right? Thousands of customers off that training. And I keep saying it to myself, and I still haven't done it. I need to create some more stuff. And do we create more stuff? No, not really. And we should do, right? It's just about finding time to do it and writing it. We've even written it. We just have to film it. Just have to make it as really easy as we can for people to get access to the information that they are prepared to pay for. And you've got an instant business right there. So whatever it is that you happen to be good at, you've got an opportunity, I think, to make some more money, but you have to have the infrastructure in place, and the infrastructure is e-commerce connected to things like Stripe in order to take payments. Now let's just talk about the evolution of content marketing, because the way that we used to market before, obviously, on TV and on radio, it was very corporate-y, wasn't it? You'd have the black and white, and a guy's looking at his bills and he's all depressed and his wife hates him. And then he gets a loan from Ocean Finance, doesn't he? Next, he's sitting on his, in full colour, of course, he's sitting on his grass lawnmower, a sit on one, and his wife loves him and his kids are smiling at him now, and he's solved all world problems. A very good advert, but also a dreadful advert, if you don't get this loan, you're going to continue to struggle with bills and live in black and white. But as soon as you do get this loan, you can buy yourself a sit-on lawnmower and your kids and wife loves you. I mean, it's just dreadful, really. And so those sort of adverts have gone. If you look at Colgate is a really good example, I think. And they did the Colgate advert, and they'd have the camera, and the camera would be moving around as though someone's holding it. Like it's user-generated content. And UGC, as that's called, is massive right now. So, for example, I'm trying to look for things on my desk. But let's say it's a water bottle, right? And I sell these water bottles, and they're very fancy for some reason, made out of hemp. I don't know. And, people, influencers would create user-generated content on their iPhone about the benefits of this water bottle, right? That is massive, and that's going to increasingly be massive. Testimonials from actual customers, not actors, warts and all, right? Tripping up over their own words, not being able to do it properly. That's going to be massive. And so this evolution of content marketing is that people buy from people, and increasingly so, especially in this world of lack of trust, where nobody trusts anybody anymore, right? So now we've got this situation where you've got a very good opportunity to create content that's actually quite raw. People don't want it slick and in a TV studio, and they don't want that. They just want to, if you run a window tinting company, you can do before and after videos and a during video of what the process is. Like, people love that stuff. Love it. One of our, the sheep shearing guy got 300,000 views a couple of weeks ago on one of his videos, and he's just shearing a sheep. And it's because it's really raw. People don't want this slick kind of marketing anymore. They want authentic, raw kind of marketing. And I think that's a massive opportunity, a massive growth opportunity for 2024. The more you do of that, the better it is. For example, me doing these would be much better if I'm walking along the beachfront and it's just, thoughts from my mind. And I'm not saying actually that should replace these, because I think these are important, but in fact, I was on a podcast yesterday and he was like, I love the videos that you do where you're just in your car and it's just off the top of your head and you're just thinking about what comes into your mind. He loves those, right? It's really, really authentic. And I think there's a place for both these type of podcasts, with the arrows and a header and an agenda and that kind of thing. And then these, thoughts from the top of my head. I think people love that because people get to know, like, and trust you. And that's really, for me, is the evolution of content marketing. Anyway, I hope that's useful for you. We'll catch up with you in the next podcast. My name's Dan Latto. Have a wicked day. Take care. Hey, it's Dan here. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Please click like or subscribe to the entire podcast.